What if I told you an NFL quarterback could play an entire game and actually lose yardage when passing the ball? This isn't a hypothetical scenario from some alternate football universe. This actually happened. And it created one of the most shocking statistics you'll see this season. Justin Fields' performance against the Denver Broncos wasn't just bad. It was historically, record-breakingly terrible, creating a performance that Jets fans will likely be trying to forget for years to come. But here's where it gets controversial. Hero of the game. When we talk about defensive dominance, Jonathon Cooper's performance deserves special recognition. The Broncos' edge rusher didn't just contribute to the defensive effort. He essentially dismantled the Jets' offensive plans single-handedly. Cooper recorded 2 quarterback sacks on his own and collaborated on what would become the game's decisive final sack. This last takedown wasn't just another statistic. It extinguished the Jets' final flicker of hope for a comeback. The Broncos' pass rush wasn't merely effective. It was relentless from the opening whistle to the final play, demonstrating what happens when a defensive unit operates at peak performance. And this is the part most people miss. The zero performance. Now let's address the elephant in the room. Justin Fields' quarterback play reached levels of ineffectiveness that are rarely seen at the professional level. His stat line tells a grim story. 9 completions on 17 attempts for just 45 yards, accompanied by a staggering 9 sacks. But the numbers alone don't capture the full picture. The real concern emerged when analysts reviewed the game tape and recognized that many of these sacks resulted from Fields' inability to make quick decisions and release the ball promptly. Here's where things get really controversial. Did the coaching staff lose confidence in their quarterback entirely? For extended stretches of the game, the Jets' play calling suggested they were literally afraid to let Fields throw the football. This raises difficult questions about player development, coaching strategies, and when a team should cut its losses with a struggling quarterback. The unsung hero. While Cooper's sacks dominated the highlight reels, Broncos safety Talanoa Hufanga made what might have been the game's most crucial defensive play. On what became the Jets' second-to-last offensive snap, with New York desperately needing to advance into field goal range, receiver Garrett Wilson seemed poised to make a critical sideline catch. The completion would have positioned the Jets for a potential game-winning field goal attempt. But Hufanga had different plans, executing a perfectly timed play to knock the ball from Wilson's grasp, effectively ending the Jets' scoring threat and preserving Denver's narrow victory. The record-breaking statistic that says it all. Ready for the jaw-dropper? The Jets finished the game with -10 passing yards. Let that sink in for a moment. An entire NFL offense across 4 quarters of football actually lost yardage through the air. This wasn't just bad, it was historically significant. This dismal figure represents the worst passing performance in the entire history of the Jets franchise. To find a more pathetic passing performance across the entire NFL, you'd have to travel back in time to 1981, when the Chicago Bears managed to accumulate -20 passing yards against the Detroit Lions. Quote that reveals deeper issues. Wide receiver Garrett Wilson's post-game comments hinted at frustrations extending beyond the obvious statistical failures. I just didn't know exactly what the plan was. Once I figured it out, I was disappointed. I will just say that. This statement, referring to the Jets' perplexing decision to let the clock expire at the end of the first half, suggests concerning communication breakdowns and strategic confusion within the team. Now I want to hear from you. At what point does a performance like this justify benching a starting quarterback? Is Fields' struggle primarily his fault, or does responsibility lie with the coaching staff's conservative play calling and failure to adapt? And here's the most controversial question of all. Could any quarterback succeed in this Jets offensive system? Or are we witnessing organizational failure rather than individual shortcomings? Share your thoughts in the comments. I'm genuinely curious where you stand on this divisive issue. For those who want to dive deeper into the numbers, check out the latest NFL standings and detailed Jets statistics. Want the insider perspective on the Jets' ongoing challenges? Consider subscribing to Inside the Jets by Brian Costello, a weekly Sports Plus exclusive that provides expert analysis you won't find anywhere else.